I have to admit, this is the most aesthetic keyboard I've ever featured on this channel. Classy, plus that gold trim has that Killmonger Wakanda Forever vibe to it. But today, let's look deeper into the keyboard, and as promised, we'll test it with Ceraki ceramic keycaps. This is a full 6063 anodized aluminum housing held down by 6 screws underneath. Its layout is the most widely sought out 75%, and they also have a 65% version of this keyboard, which is the Tide75. The Tide75 features an 18.7mm knob with a port diameter of 5.6 mils. I'm unsure if it's the same with the 65% version though. This has a tri-mode connectivity with Bluetooth, wired, and 2.4G, powered by a 4000 mAh battery pack. Also, this is VIA compatible, so if you got VIA installed for your other keyboards, this is one to consider adding to your arsenal. Even if this isn't VIA compatible though, I don't mind using Epomaker's driver, as they have a feature here where sharing RGB, macros, and settings is possible. Now, to have this keyboard recognized by VIA, download the JSON file on Epomaker's website. Link is in the description, by the way. Open up VIA and load up the Tide75's JSON file, and voila. Moving on, this comes with the Epomaker Lemon switches, which are highly clacky. You have yourself the option for switch replacements though, with its south-facing universal hot swap PCB. These Lemon switches are pre-lubed and really smooth though. One of the lightest switches I've ever used so far, and one of the clackiest ones too. Out of the box, you get the keyboard, manual, cable, keycap switch puller, a hex driver, and a PET dust cover. The cable is generic plastic-coated cable, which I have no issues with since this is a wireless keyboard, and Epomaker had to pull the price down for as low as possible. I do appreciate this PET dust cover, as I believe every keyboard above the $100 range should have one. Moving on, I didn't get extra Lemon switches in the box, but that's fine, as I never ran into keyboards my whole life that had a dead switch on it, so that's that. Onto the keyboard, this is one of the easiest boards to tear down, and I'm glad they added this hex driver in to save you time from getting yourself one if you don't already have it. When tearing this down though, remember to remove the knob first. And oh, about the aluminum knob, I hope this also had gold trims in it, as it has silver ones, but all good. Under the keyboard is rubber feet without any kick-up feature. The keyboard is already angled though, yet some might prefer kick-ups. Also under the keyboard is Epomaker's branding in its mirror back piece. Anyways, if you're wondering, the keyboard weighs 1.7 kilograms, the heaviest in my arsenal. Onto the aesthetics, this has 4 color options with 1 switch option as of now. I got the black one with an anodized finish. It's worth noting though that the blue Tide75 has electrophoretic finish. I have here an aluminum keyboard that's powder coated, and going over their difference real quick, anodized finish has more resistance to corrosion and goes through a longer process to complete. Powder coating, anodizing, and electrophoresis have their downsides and upsides against each other, but just know that anodized aluminum is the most expensive of the bunch. This has a mildly glossy texture that isn't a fingerprint magnet, unlike this other matte anodized keyboard I have. Next key aesthetic feature here is its gold trims. This is only available on the black variant. I believe other variants have silver trims, but I'm not sure. Also, the price of the black one is at $140 versus the others at $120. The keycaps here are PBT with side legends that are in OEM profile. Without RGB, the keycaps are super dark and very premium looking. Now with RGB on, you don't get very strong shine through, so RGB lovers out there, keep this noted. The plate-mounted stabilizers are pre-lubed and have slight rattle to it, but not very noticeable. All other stab keys are fine except for the backspace. I would add lube to the elbows though, but for a minimal change in sound, I don't think you need to. They don't wobble anyways, so that's good. Now onto the switches. These Lemon switches are highly clacky. You can feel the vibration of plastic to plastic contact within the switch. Some prefer this and some don't. If you haven't tried this, you should, as clacks are a louder feedback than thok, which helps me type faster on linear switches. These have a 40-gram actuation force and is lighter than my favorite switches, the Wisteria linears, also from Epomaker. Got questions? Comment down below. I need not go through a teardown for this, as you only need to remove 6 screws for that. Now for its internals, you get an FR4 plate, which is a balance between aluminum and PC plate. You basically get a strong solid plate with a level of sound absorption. Under the plate is a sandwich foam, then a switch pad. Underneath the PCB is a PCB foam with an integrated PET anti-static film. So far, the only mod I would do here is a stabilizer replacement with screw-in ones, as the PCB has screw-in ports for screw-in stabs. Next, I would replace the keycaps with ceramic keycaps from Ceraki along with the switches as well. I have here Epomaker's Peace Lilies, Wisteria Linears, and their very new Zebra switches. So let's go try them out. So far, I like the Peace Lilies best. It sounds lightly creamy when paired with the ceramic keycaps. Before we proceed, I forgot to give you a sound test for the lemon switches. So let's go over that. So there you have it. How about let's listen to the peace lilies. So far, I'm not very much satisfied with the resonance, so I opened it back up, removed the foam, then covered the case with electrical tape. Then, let's tape mount the PCB and add a little touch of Daniel Reyes to that. I'm taking these silicone pillars out from the spacebar. I'm trying to get the best spacebar sound, and I feel like removing these will make it sound more hollow, therefore a little more of a thought. And with that removed, let's give it another listen. So, I am not entirely satisfied with the sound of my spacebar because I have here a Leobog switch. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put a Peace Lily switch on the spacebar. But since the ceramic spacebar is very heavy, I'm going to take a 70-gram spring from my Kale Box Dark Yellow. Take the spring out of here, place it on this Peace Lily, and let's find out what it would sound like. The only issue I have here is that the Peace Lily isn't bottoming out, therefore I'm not getting the resonance that I need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 50-gram spring of this Radiant Red from Acco and place it on this Epomaker Zebra switch. Alright, for the moment of truth. I'm good with this one. Well, it seems I couldn't get the spacebar to resonate, yet that is all good. Now, to finish up all modifications, I got this golden knob online and voila. So what do you think? I like how the gold trims shine through the surface of the ceramic keycaps. They now look way more pleasing to the eyes. Plus, that golden knob adds in an extra colorway, kind of like a contrast from the black and the red. As usual, links will be in the description, so access those to get yourself your own Tide75. Or, you may want to explore more of Epomaker's selections, like the Brick 87 or the Dynatab75X. They're all in the playlist I made for Epomaker keyboard reviews that I hosted, so go check those out when you got time. It's just around this frame. Got questions? Again, comment down below. Goodbye and subscribe.